Everyone, welcome to Daily Revelation. So we are in Esther 2. That's very exciting. And there is so much in this chapter. There's just so many things going on. There's a timetable that elapses, as well as just change of huge events in Esther's life. And it's all part of one chapter. So I hope you dig a lot out of there yourselves, because I'm not going to be able to cover anywhere near that. Of course, your questions today was just kind of take a survey and I go put down, wow, that's a lot. And I know I've pulled out some things for you to look more closely at, and I'll be digging out other things. Today, I really wanted to focus on history because this is something that probably you're not going to look at. And so this video will kind of be some extra information on top. But what we learn about Esther's family is that Mordecai is her cousin, and that her parents are gone. And so Mordecai, as her older cousin, took her on as a daughter. But they were from the tribe of Benjamin. This is important because the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah were the only two tribes that stayed in Jerusalem. The other ones went to the northern country when the Jewish nation divided to the northern and the southern kingdom. They were the ones that were more faithful than the ones north. They were also the ones that had the temple. And so when Israel was taken over for when they were exiled, that was at the same time as every metal, things of value that were in the temple were taken to Babylon as well. And it was only people of value. So that meant that their family either, and I wrote down that they were either craftsmen, men of valor, captains, or they had some sort of significance in the community. They weren't just peasants, because the king didn't really want those people. He left them to stay and take care of whatever was left. But they were under siege. And at that point, they gave up under the siege. Nebuchadnezzar actually came to the site right before it was captured, and then when they finally gave up and said we surrender, that's when he was there to overtake the country. But it was about an 80-year span between when they were exiled to when this story's happening now in Esther 2. That kind of gives you an idea of what generation. So Esther definitely was born in exile, and she had a purpose in exile. Oftentimes we think, man, my situation is, why am I here? Couldn't I be back in Jerusalem where the temple is, and that's where God is, and all these things going on? And we get stuck in that ourselves, don't we? It's that there's so much to be done, and yet God has me now. My situation, I'm sitting with an IV in my arm now for how long? Today was an hour. It's going to ramp up again on Thursday, up to possibly 3 hours 2 days a week, and then driving another 2 hours. So that's 5 hours out of a day that I'm just going to be sitting. But what is God going to do in that time? And if all we can do is spend our time thinking about, man, I'm losing 5 hours in this day. What a waste of time. God, why don't you have me doing great things for you? But this is God's great thing for me right now. And I don't know what he's doing to work on your life and saying, I've halted your plans, your fast track to take you on this nice country tour to see some scenery. And I want you to appreciate it because I have a purpose for you in that exile. I have a purpose for you in where you are spending your time. It's not just a waste of time. And maybe it's parenting. Maybe you feel like I'm stuck at home with these kids and my life isn't going anywhere. But the thing is, when I started homeschooling and teaching my kids, I realized how much I grew in the process. I grew closer to God. I learned more about myself, and just so many lessons out of that. And I know that in my new season, God has so many new lessons as well. And he's already surrounded me with, today there was 3 other beautiful Christian women doing the same thing I was, sitting there with IVs in their arms, with vitamin C, and there we sat and chatted, and it was very uplifting. So don't keep rushing. That we're going to go out and see all our friends and do all these things. In time, yes, we will, but savor what you have now, because God put you where you are now for a reason, and He doesn't want you to miss that lesson. Because if you rush through and all you're thinking about is the anxiety, of being where you are and what's going on, then those lessons often get missed. We don't learn everything that we should, and so just want to encourage you. There is usefulness in exile. And a lot of us are feeling exiled with this COVID-19. So just dig into God. I mean, you have a friend with you all the time. And I think that has been one of the things that has helped me get through. I mean, I have conversations with God all day long. And so I have a friend here all the time. So just be encouraged. Love you guys. And I'll see you again tomorrow on Daily Revelations. Bye, everyone.